Hi everyone. I'm Deanne. Welcome to Stitching on the Rock. This is episode 4 of my Flosstube channel, where I talk about my cross stitching. I've subtitled this episode "The Reasons I Haven't Stitched." But before I get to those, I want to say welcome to anyone who's watching for the first time. Hope you see something that you like, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. Thank you to all my subscribers. I think I checked last time and I was around 225, which I really appreciate. Thanks to everyone who's commented and liked my previous videos. Okay, so why I haven't stitched much in the last 2 weeks. I told you in the last video that I had a scrapbooking retreat last weekend, so the weekend in between my videos. So I took a day or two to organize and pack and get ready for that. And then obviously last Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I was at my retreat, so there was no stitching there. Then I had a day of unpacking and organizing after I got back. The Olympics. I can't stitch and watch the Olympics, and I watch sports that I've never heard of before during the Olympics. We had a really bad snowstorm on Monday. We had 40+ centimeters, which means I shoveled a lot. And then last night we had, I don't know how many millimeters of rain, but we had hurricane winds, and I had a leaking front door, which caused a bit of stress. And then in between that, my son's dad's office mate tested positive for COVID, so we had a couple of stressful days while he had to get tested and wait for his results, because my son was there last weekend when I was at my scrapbooking retreat. He was negative, which was great, but I can't stitch when I stress either. So all of those excuses to come up why I didn't stitch very much over the last 2 weeks, a little bit, which I'll show you in a minute. I'm gonna put up just a picture of my little scrapbooking space of where I was last weekend, so you can see how much space I had. It was done at one of the local hotels, and we had lots of fun. Now, I didn't stay at the hotel because my mom is less than 5-minute drive away, so I stayed with her. It's at the other side of town. I could have come home, but that would have been a 20-minute drive. I have another one coming up in March, but staying at the hotel is part of the fee, so I will be staying for that weekend. Show you a couple of little pages that I did just very quickly so you can see my scrapbooking. I was scrapbooking our vacation from last summer. We went to Grossmoor National Park on the other side of the province of Newfoundland. So there's a little area over there called the Tablelands, which is actually the mantle of the earth. So you actually take a trail and walk on the core of the earth, or the layer of the earth. I'm not very geologically knowledgeable, but it's very cool. So these are just a couple of scenery layouts, no one in them. So I did this one, which you can see, which is some of the flora that we saw on the trail. And I used a template and cut it up so it looks kind of like a globe. And then this is 2 pages I did of more pictures of the trail. So let me see if I can get it on the right sides for you guys. Well, you can only show you 1 page at a time, I guess. So that's some of the rock formation and some of the trail. That one. And then this one. We had lots of fun. We were there for about a week and did lots of fun things. So that was, I did about 14 or 15 pages while I was there. So that was really cool. So my stitching progress, I stitched on Waiting for Santa. Oh, I didn't take it. Oh, let me get the pattern so you can see what it actually looks like when it's finished. So it's this one here from Beck Creek. And picture of what it was like from the last video. And this is where I am now. So not too much more. I have to finish the toe and the heel of the stocking, finish the snowman's body, and the little spot at the bottom, I guess the shadow of the snow and the snowflakes around. So it should be done the next time I pick it up, hopefully. And then I've been working on the mystery cell. I'm 2 pages behind now, which is not that much fun, but there we are. You can see, I'll show a picture of where it was before. And I've got page 1 and 5 of the pattern completed. And now page 2 and 6 have been released. So hopefully it won't take long to stitch up so I don't fall too far behind. And that's my stitching progress for the last 2 weeks, which is not much. I have Snowflake Wonder actually ready to go next. That was my next. I'm just looking for the pattern here so I can show you where I am, which one I'm on next in my Q-snap is Snowflake Wonder. That one right there. And remember from last video, this is where I am with it. So that will be going on my Q-snap today for me to work on. So I haven't been stitching. I've been buying and I've been making, but I haven't been stitching. So what I have been doing while the Olympics are on is I've been trying to reorganize my thread. I used to kit all my projects up, and I'd have like 4 copies of some threads and 3 copies, and I just had so much thread everywhere. And so I went and decided to follow Vanna on this needle and thread. Thread and needle? Needle and thread. I hope I got her name right. The video, her channel right. And she stitches from a master set of thread. And that's what I'm trying to do. And so I bought the same container she did, and it's just like me. Sorry to move the video and move the camera, but it's one of these containers from just Canadian Tire, or a hardware store that is supposed to hold, you know, nails and bolts and stuff like that. And so I had them wound on bobbins, and I had tried thread bows, stitch bows, whatever they were called, and I found that the bobbins, like the plastic ones, were okay. The paper ones would tear. The thread bows, they would just become a mess. And so I've gone to thread drops, whichever you want to call it. But I'm just making my own. They're not perfect. They're for me. And I stitch right here where I'm sitting. So my thread is right within arm's reach. So they're all in the drawers there. I haven't labeled the drawers, or they're not all organized. So I've just been working on it, bits and pieces here and there but when the Olympics are on, I've been punching out shapes and gluing cards together. And so I'm slowly working my way through it. And once I get them all on the thread drops and organized into the drawers, so I know like how many threads have to be in each drawer, then I'll label the drawers. But I'm just like, they're just circles. I have, being a scrapbooker, I have punches up to my elbows. So I have a 2-inch punch, and I punched out a piece of white cardstock, and then I have lots and lots and lots of scraps of pattern paper. So I've just been punching out the same circle in whatever pattern paper I pull out of my scrap drawer, and gluing the 2 of them together, and then punching I think it's a 3/4 circle. I didn't punch a little circle for the rings because I'm not actually like kitting them up into my pattern. So the thread just go on there, and they go into the drawer, and eventually I'll get through all my thread, and I'll have a bin for extra thread, so that when I run out of the one on the thread drop, I'll go through that first before I go to buy pieces. Yeah, I'm up to about like the 400s going through them. So that's what I've been doing most of the time in my spare time. I have made a few purchases, and first I bought another needle minder, and I of course got excited when it came, and I forgot to keep the little card, but it's from Cosmic Cross Stitch on Etsy, and it says, "Hello, I stab things." I thought that was so cute. And you still want a couple of more for my works in progress, but I'll eventually purchase them. I bought some fabric for, like I said, I'm hoping to complete Waiting for Santa. So I was at our my sister was at our local fabric store, and she picked me up some blue with snowflakes to finish it. I don't know how I'm going to finish it, but I wanted some fabric and it was on sale, so she picked me up some, and I'll figure out what I'm going to do with that when I get the cross stitch finished. I purchased Heaven and Earth Designs had a sale a week or so ago, and I purchased a couple of new charts. Purchased this one. It's called River's Edge, and it's by Kevin Daniels, and it's some ducks by the pond. My son, I don't know if I mentioned in my introductory video, he has autism. He is a child that is brilliant, and when he picks something he wants to know something about, he knows everything. So to me, a duck is a duck. No, he knows about 25 different species of ducks, and he knows everything there is to know about them. So I saw that when I was going through the website a little while ago, and I thought, well, I have to buy that and stitch it for him. And then his dad was here at the same time, and I said, well, you know, patterns are half price, 2 for 1. Would you like one? And what would you like? So he mentioned sports, so we went and searched, and we found this one, Grand Slam by Stephen Paul Carlson, and we're both big baseball fans, and so that's my second baseball pattern that I'm working on. Hometown Hero mini Hometown Hero baseball for myself. So there's that one. And then Michelle yesterday or the day before on the Heaven and Earth Design Facebook group posted up this as a freebie, and I couldn't resist. It's under the water, there's dolphins, and there's the turtle, and it's not in my plans to stitch it, but it was a freebie. I couldn't say no. The other two, I have plans for May that I may start them, but I know I have several Canadian subscribers, viewers. I haven't bought fabric in ages, and I'm looking for 28 count even weave. If someone has a source that's not that expensive but nice and good service, post down below and let me know so I can have a couple of places to check out. I have a ton of fabric, well, not a ton, but I have a lot of fabric there, but they're all very small pieces that I got from a fabric enhancement sign up thing years ago from Silk Weavers, but they're not big enough, at least not big enough for Heaven and Earth Designs. And lastly, this was not really a purchase. My sister that I mentioned at the store, my oldest sister, who's from now on is going to be known as Sewing Sister, sews. She's made christening gowns and bridesmaids dresses and all of this. So I usually have my works in progress in these bags that I got on Amazon, and they're okay and they're nice, but I see everybody's pretty project bags, and they're all beautiful fabrics and all that. So I said, could you make me a couple? So she tried one. She said if you weren't a sewer, you wouldn't know how to do it. But this was the first one. It's Blue Jays, which are, of course, baseball, my team, and I love it. And now, you might all think it's kind of small, but I only stitch using 6x6 and 8x8 Q snaps. I find the bigger ones awkward, and I don't have a frame for them. Maybe someday I will have one. So I asked her to make it, small enough to fit those. So this one fits my 6x6, and I don't usually keep them on the frames anyway. I only have the one of each size. Maybe one day I'll have some more of those, but it's so nice. Thank you, sis. And that's it for I guess that's not too bad. I did a little Newfoundland thing in the last video, and I asked if anyone wanted to hear more, and a few people said, sure, why not? It's nice to learn. A couple of people said they had lived here before, and yeah. So I was thinking about what to do today, And I really didn't have time to do a whole lot of research, except I came up with a few Newfoundland sayings, I guess you want to call it. First I came up with the shortest conversation ever recorded was in Newfoundland, and it goes like this. First person, arn. Second person, narn. That's it. And you're like, what? But arn is a shortening of did you get any? And narn is a shortening of no, I didn't. So it can be applied to someone going berry picking, someone fishing, or someone to go buy toilet paper at Costco. Did you get any? Nope. And another one I thought of was what are you at? Which is what are you doing? But we shorten it. Like I told you last time, we cut out all the letters we can, so it's what are you at? There's a really cute commercial, and if I can find it, that Great Big Sea, if you know that band, did a number of years ago using that word, and I'll see if I can find it, link it below. And I guess the other one that everybody talks about and a couple of people have used on different talk shows that I've seen is stay where you're to till it comes where you're at. And people say, what? So it's stay where you are to till I come where you're at, which is basically stay there till I get there. And that's it. That's all I could come up with today. I hope you like them. Anyway, see you again in a couple of weeks. Hopefully I'll have more stitching to show you. Bye.